We ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Treads Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Treads Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Treads Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about atomic diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to Happy Hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. This is the Happy Hour. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you. What's up, Rico?
Yeller.
How is the day?
Great, fantastic, fantabulous.
A little warm outside?
A little toasty.
That's right, though.
But it's all good because you know why? I got the AC in my car fixed.
That part. I thought you were going to say Mary Ellen's fed our soul
Well,
today.
there's also that.
There's that piece, too. Mary Ellen's came in clutch with the catfish, coleslaw, collard greens, corn, and then some. And
The letter of the day is C.
Yeah. There you have it.
That's
Anyway, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. All places for you guys to get in touch with the show. We've got a loaded show for you guys. We're going to talk college football to start. I had a tweet come across my Twitter sphere yesterday that it involves the postseason, specifically the 12-team playoff. But I want to talk to Rico about it. I want to get your guys' thoughts on it because it has implications that could certainly benefit the teams that do make the playoff down the road, years to come. We're talking it will certainly benefit those guys. It kind of goes hand in hand with a motion that was proposed earlier this week, or maybe it was late last week as well, where they were they brought up the possibility of doing away with the spring transfer portal window.
Get rid of it.
I was surprised with that. If they were going to get rid of one of them, I was surprised that they would get rid of the spring one and keep the one that happens in December. And I say that because guess what? If the portal's not open in December, more people are going to play. You're going to stick around. Number one, you're going to have everybody sticking around in bowl games. Now, with hypothetical, the spring window not being a thing, but the winter window is what we'll call it, still a thing. And now that you've expanded the playoffs and it's going to go deeper into January, you're going to have teams that have 3, 4, maybe 5 games left making the decision to opt out with those 3, 4, 5 games left because they have to enter the portal because they can't wait till spring. They can't wait till the spring window. And so and also it makes it very tough for some people that are on a fringe depth chart.
Yeah.
Because they won't be able to go somewhere else ahead of the summer and enroll before fall camp.
I think a spring-summer transfer window would benefit college football and college athletes much better in ways that December one. First off, that sucks because you have guys who after the season ends, maybe before the bowl games, we see it every year, decide to transfer, decide to sit out, whatever, and you're missing them in those games. Well, if you have it in the spring or the summer or both, whatever, after all those bowl games are played, you have all those guys, just like you were saying, who are playing in those games. And then after the season is over, completely over, and you go through your final team meetings, and maybe you go through a couple workouts in the spring, you find out where you're sitting on the depth chart, right? Or at least close to where you're sitting on the depth chart. Then you can enter the transfer portal and find a new home. Whereas in the winter, I mean, I feel like that's taking a shot, betting on yourself, going somewhere. They're bringing in, new freshmen. All of a sudden you get buried on the depth chart. And guess what? It's too late. You can't transfer again because there's nothing in the spring or the summer. If they got rid of one of the windows, I'd get rid of the December one.
I agree.
And then I would have it in the spring, summer. So you're going through those workouts. You decide or you are told, because sometimes you get told, hey, it's not going to work out here.
You're going to have to move on.
Yeah, you're going to have to go somewhere else, or you're just going to have to be done. You decide to leave. And then you still have time during that spring, that summer, to get workouts in and move yourself up a depth chart somewhere else.
I also think that coaches would prefer that. The keeping of the spring window,
those late
rather
additions
than the December one.
Yeah, you can get those late additions where if you have a problem like Charlotte is having, now this would be extremely late additions, but like Charlotte is having, as I mentioned earlier on the drive, where they're saying they're missing almost 50% of their starters right now because of injuries. Not to say that they would, sub them out and have these guys as the new starters, but at least for however long it takes for their starters to get back, or just you realize, our offensive line has a couple holes in it that we didn't realize until we were getting into the thick of these practices. We need somebody.
What I'm getting at is in December specifically, the reason that I would say coaches might prefer to do away with the December one is they have a better understanding of their roster at that point in the spring. I mean, of what they may need going forward for the summer and the fall. December, coaches are, if you're playing in the postseason specifically, want to be probably focused on the 12-team playoff or your bowl game. Or if you're not, then you're worried about your high school recruiting class. Like that's where you're at. But if you're a Georgia, or if you're a Texas or Nebraska, if they are able to make the 12-team playoff, well, then do you want Matt Rule worried about attacking the transfer portal, or your game upcoming on Saturday in the quarterfinal of the 12-team playoff against Ohio State or against Texas or against Alabama? I think a lot of people would say, well, the latter, because we're playing for a championship here and now. The other is whether or not we're going to be competitive in the next couple of years. And where this goes hand in hand with something that I've found yesterday along the social media sphere was a story from CBS Sports headlined, NCAA rules postseason contests are no longer going to count against 4-game max for redshirt eligibility. We know that a couple of years ago, right, the NCAA college football announced that you could play up to 4 games and still retain your red shirt the following year. And that's been beneficial for all programs, Nebraska being one of those, where guys can get meaningful game experience, meaningful, I guess, being relative at times.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to allow where postseason contests don't matter in that. And mostly bowl games didn't initially matter, but now you're talking about teams that make a 12-team playoff. You can have guys play up to 9 games in a season and it still retain their redshirt eligibility. Now,
that's damn near a full season.
The likelihood that you're going to have a guy that plays 9 games, or you want available for 9 games, that doesn't play more and burn the red shirt, maybe that's slim. But ultimately, think about what that does for a program like a Georgia. You're able to play them in these blowouts in the early parts of the year, sometimes later parts of the year, since they play Chattanooga in week 11 in the SEC. But you're able to do that. And then, you know what? Now that a 12-team playoff is a thing, you're going to have SEC teams or even Big Ten teams like Ohio State, like Michigan, playing a program like Tulane or playing a program like Liberty. The group of 5 teams that might not be able to stack up, but still get a spot in the playoff.
Yep.
And the only reason I say might not be able to stack up is because
it's Georgia.
Number one, we're talking about Power 4 conference football, and I feel like college football is trending farther and farther away from parity. And what I mean by that is we had the conversation last week about Ohio State and the average and what they're going to be able to disperse.
Mm-hmm.
No program like a Cincinnati or Liberty or whoever is going to be able to come close to that. It's going to be what feels like such a tall mountain to climb for those programs, not to just knock them off one time, but to truly compete for a national championship. You're talking about having to climb that mountain against Power 4 conference football opponents 3-4 games in the postseason.
You'll have to knock off Georgia, then you'll have to knock off Ohio State, then you'll have to knock off Alabama.
And so what I'm getting at, though, with this, where you could play even 6, 7, 8, 9 games, whatever it is, and still redshirt or qualify for a redshirt, is imagine what that does for a program that's, hypothetically speaking, Georgia, Ohio State are the 2 main ones that I'm discussing here, where it's almost they're a shoe-in to make the playoff each year.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, Rico, where it's almost 2 full seasons, essentially, 12-game seasons, where you could play up to 7, 8, 9 games and still preserve your red shirt. What's that do by the time that guy's a junior? He's got a 5-game cushion on some other guys that hadn't even played before in an actual game. And when we bring back the meaning of meaningful football reps, this isn't in an August 31st game against Fresno.
Yeah.
This is against another power conference opponent on some of the biggest stages in college football.
This is Georgia going up against Alabama in the playoff, and you're getting one of your 5-star freshmen who played in 2 games in the regular season, has come to the realization that he understands the playbook more than he thought he did earlier in the season. His body's filled out as the season has gone on. And now you're entering this postseason. He's already got 2 games. He's feeling more comfortable. You're feeling more comfortable using him. You put him in the game, and you don't have to worry about, oh, well, now we only have him for 3 more years after this. No, you still get him for 4 full years. Yeah. Unless, of course, he goes pro if he is that good.
Or portal.
Yeah, or portal. But it's ridiculous. Not ridiculous. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really fun to see these guys because you'll have we've talked about it before in Nebraska in the 90s, Alabama since Nick Saban took over until he decided to retire. You had freshmen coming in knowing I'm going to sit this year. I'm not going to play at Alabama. If I would have gone anywhere else, I would have started. Yeah. I would have played all of this time. But now you're going to now it's Georgia's turn to do that, right? Yeah. You have a freshman. You have this 5-star defensive lineman who is just ridiculously talented, right? He fills out his body. He understands everything that he has to do towards the end of the season. And one of your starters gets hurt and you didn't want to use him because you didn't want to burn his red shirt. Now, with this new ruling, you could put him in and still have him for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. It's truly kind of just a wild scenario with college football nowadays. And with that, once again, these can kind of go hand in hand. Is if you are a freshman that played in 4 games that is thinking about potentially moving on, well, if they do away with the spring window, you got to make that decision before your team plays in the college football 12-team format. It just has to. Let's step aside. When we come back, we'll be joined by our good friend of the program, Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska. He'll talk recruiting, and he'll also talk a little bit of running backs with Nebraska football as we are just 3 days away from the Huskers kicking things off against the UTEP Miners. We'll do that coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The 2024 Nebraska football season is here, and we need you to be a part of the Sea of Red Memorial Stadium this fall. A limited number of Husker football single-game tickets are on sale now and are only available while supplies last. Don't miss out on any of the action this season by getting yours before it's too late. To purchase your Husker football single-game tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
This deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Herbie the Fourth ate his first solid food today, prompting a response of nothing but steaks all week for the Nebraska offensive line.
Then Enrique Alvarez Clary.
No more peaches and carrots for Herbie the Seventh. Baby food be damned.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Tomorrow, Join us at 1:30. We'll have the voice of UTEP football, John Tyker, on the airwaves, giving us a look into UTEP. Let's talk Nebraska specific with our good friend Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska, the rival site for the Huskers, who joins us now on the Allo VIP line. What's up, Steve? How's life?
Hey, Nick. I'm doing great.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Rico. How you doing?
I'm great.
That's great to hear.
Hey, Steve, did you hear the news that the Cubs are above 500?
I had a couple buddies text me that, and so I went and looked at their schedule, and a lot of wins going on there. So maybe that momentum is going to play a factor in that wild card race. Let's go.
There's a lot of wins there. Maybe not as many as the Royals, which is kind of bizarre, but a lot of wins and a lot of potential wins coming up for a team that's only like 5 games out of the wild card.
Yeah, it's fun. Whenever there's meaningful baseball being played right now, it's fun stuff. It's just unfortunate it's happening, when college football is starting. So I can't pay attention as much as I used to.
Speaking of meaningful games, what are the odds? And I just kind of want you to run wild with this one. What are the odds that Nebraska is playing meaningful football in November?
Oh, I think the odds are good. At least I think they are. I think there's. Just like we were talking about with the Cubs and their recent wins and gaining momentum, I think when you look at Nebraska's first half of the schedule, I mean, obviously there's a lot of wins out there that you think that they could record. So, I mean, there's a lot of talk about 7-0 start, and I could absolutely see that. They'll have to take care of business, obviously, against those teams, but it hasn't happened a lot where Nebraska goes into a season and there's positive momentum right away. But with this schedule, I think there's absolutely potential for a strong start. And then once you get some wind under your wings and you start feeling good and you start playing some good football and racking up the wins, who knows what happens the rest of the way. So, I mean, there's potential for a really strong start. And I like that could produce some meaningful football in November, especially.
We're talking to Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska, the rival site for the Huskers here on game week. It is game week, and UTEP is coming to town on Saturday. I mean, the kind of the biggest story since we saw the depth chart earlier this week, I believe it was Monday, earlier this week, was the fact that the running backs room is just kind of a scramble right now. I think that's a good way to kind of characterize it. A two-part question here. How much do we think Nebraska is going to run the ball versus pass the ball? And then number 2 is who's that guy in that running back room that you kind of eventually see taking it by the reins?
Yeah, so I think it's a good question. I think, it's always going to be a goal of a Matt Rule football team, and especially an offense, to run the ball and establish the run. It might look a little different this season with Dylan Raiola back there. He's not that dual threat quarterback that Nebraska has seen in recent seasons. But I think they're absolutely against the UTEP defense that, new defensive coordinator, some new pieces coming over from Austin Peay, some FCS All-American pieces coming up from Austin Peay. I think Nebraska kind of looks at that defense and sees the potential to establish a run game early. And I really think that. And, I think you lean on Nebraska's offensive line, hope there's no injuries there because the depth situation is kind of iffy along some spots. But I think there's good potential to establish that run right away. And I think the plan, at least right now, is to, once you get that run game going, once you get those UTEP, the 2 high looks to turn into 1 high looks, I think that's, when that play action is going to come to surface and Dylan Raiola is going to show off that big right arm of his and those speedy receivers that Nebraska has. I think they're going to be running down the field in one-on-one situations. And, looking at those guys, I think you like Nebraska's odds. So I think the plan is always going to be to establish a run early and then kind of build the pass game off of that. So I'm excited to see how it turns out.
With that in mind, how much of that is factored in with the identity of UTEP's offense? I mean, we don't know who they're going to put at quarterback, whether it's, and I might get it wrong, it's McConnell or Locklear, I believe, is their 2 last names.
Yep.
So we don't know which one they're going to go with. To this point, Scotty Walden said earlier this week that he might make the decision by like Wednesday or Thursday, but that they could also still play both guys on Saturday. But anyway, it was kind of like, how much of that is factored into the way Nebraska wants to maybe keep their defense off the field? Because we know how quick and fast-paced UTEP is going to try to speed things up against Nebraska.
Yeah, that could absolutely become a factor. And, I thought that as well. Like, you want to keep your defense, your really good defense on the sideline and keep them fresh because it's a long season.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, I always kind of think back to what Matt Rule talked about when discussing Dylan Raiola and not really holding him back, right? I mean, kind of letting the kid loose and letting him show the world what he can do. And so there's kind of both sides of the fence right there. But I think just with Nebraska having the talent advantage, the old guy advantage, the veteran presence, I could see maybe it not playing as big a factor because Matt Rule really kind of seemed like he wanted to kind of just let loose and show everyone that the offense is not going to be that disaster that it was last year, especially in the passing game. So yeah, we'll see. I think Nebraska with what they bring back on the offensive line and those 4 running backs, I think they're going to work to establish the run. And part of that is going to be keeping the defense fresh because you're right, Nick. Scotty Walden and that offense it's a pace and space offense, man. They're going to want to snap that ball with over 30 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to throw a lot of receiver screens. They're going to want to attack the edges of the field instead of trying to test Nebraska up the middle with all those big old veteran guys and make this a wide receivers versus DB type game. So it's going to be interesting to see how they attack it. But yeah, on one side of the ball, you want to kind of lean on that run game and keep your excellent defense off the field and keep them fresh. But on the other side, you have this quarterback that is unlike any quarterback that has ever been at Nebraska, and you want to kind of show it off and kind of work on things right away and not kind of hold him back. So it'll be fun to watch.
We're speaking with Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska. And Steve, kind of going back to Nebraska's offense in that running back room, we've been having a discussion since the depth chart released with all of the oars, and I kind of want to get an outsider's take on this. What are your thoughts on the running back by committee approach? I understand that Marcus Satterfield said that he wants to cut it down to 2 running backs sooner rather than later. But what are your thoughts on the running back by committee and the different running styles and the different things that all of these guys excel at in that running back room?
Yeah, well, first of all, when you look at the running back room with those 4 guys, it's a nice mix of what Matt Rule wants, which is, another way of saying it is like a thunder and lightning type thing where you have these smaller, shiftier backs with guys like Emmett Johnson and Ramir Johnson, but then you also have the bigger 220-plus pound guys, the hammers, Dante Dowdell, and then Gabe Irvin Jr. So there's a healthy mix. But, of course, you would prefer to have somebody emerge and become that running back 1 guy. And obviously nobody has really done that to this point, but I'm not ready to declare freak out mode or anything like that. Just because it's so early in the season, there is time to sort things out. Obviously you would like to have an answer by now, but like Matt Rule said, he wants to have an official answer. He wants to know the direction that they are going in the running back room by the time Big Ten play hits. And that's that Friday night opener, Big Ten opener against Illinois inside Memorial Stadium. So if I had to guess, I think maybe Emmett Johnson is the one who might end up at the end of the season with the most carries. But then also I could see Gabe Irvin Jr. and Dante Dowdell kind of if they stay healthy. I think you could see their production kind of increase towards the end of the season, especially in November when games keep getting colder and defenses are getting tougher and everybody gets tired. It kind of seems like a good idea to have those 220-pound backs running north-south against defenses. So that doesn't mean Ramir Johnson is not going to have a role. I'm sure he will. He can do some specific things really well too, especially on 3rd down. So they have four guys in the running back room, kind of fighting for touches and everything, and it's going to be fun to see who emerges out of that group. But I think there's plenty of time still. I'm not ready to kind of freak out about this situation at all. There's still time.
I want to go back to the quarterback. There's obviously going to be a lot of conversations and a lot of eyes on Saturday, not even just around Nebraska, I think around the entire country on Dylan Raiola. I was really fascinated. I mean, we were both in the room on Monday Steve, where it was like, we are not holding Dylan back. I mean, Matt Rule saying we. Nebraska's not holding Dylan back. They're not going to. They're not easing them into anything, right? And he said it multiple times and answered it, multiple times to different reporters. And I took that as like walking away, going, okay, they just gave us basically permission to where we don't use the freshman excuse with Dylan Raiola. Like, sure, there's going to be growing pains, I guess, or just mistakes, but this is Nebraska's quarterback. Like, you kind of have to treat it like Nebraska's quarterback, and it can't always be the cop-out reason of, well, he's a freshman, let's give him some more time.
Yeah, it really seems that they obviously they made a commitment that he is the guy and they're going to ride with him. And I think that's cool. And I think that's the right thing to do. If you're a coach and you believe that Dylan Raiola is that dude, is that guy, and he's special, which from everything we've heard, it appears so with this kid. So it's going to be really interesting to see the play selection and how aggressive they are with him back there, especially if they get that traditional handoff run game going. And forcing defenses to kind of go in those single high shells. And that's where the magic happens on the outside with those really big additions to the receiver room and Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nair. So, it's you close your eyes, you kind of think about how this thing's going to look, and you have one way of looking at it. And you just hope that it's something that's productive on Saturday and gives the team momentum. And, looks nothing like last year, which I'm sure it won't. So, it really seems that all the chips are in on this kid, Dylan Raiola. So they're putting trust in him. They're putting faith in him, and they think he's going to, produce. So that's exciting if you're a Husker fan.
We're speaking with Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska. Steve, from one freshman to a few others, looking at the depth chart, one of those names, Dylan Raiola, obviously was not that big of a surprise to many people at being a starter. But there were a couple other freshmen mentioned on the depth chart that we had heard throughout fall camp, throughout the summer and the spring, as their names being mentioned and how good they were doing in practices. But Vincent Shavers Jr., Amari Sanders, Ja'Cory Barney, to name a few of them. Were you at all surprised to see, probably not Ja'Cory Barney Jr. from how much hype he was getting, but the Vincent Shavers and maybe the Amari Sanders to be listed on the two deep?
Yeah, me personally, I was not surprised, just because they had their names dropped by the head coach and their position coaches a lot during the off season. I know Amari Sanders wasn't a spring ball guy. He got here in the summer, but it sounds like, once he got to Lincoln, he started opening eyes. And so I think that's pretty cool. And that's a trio of Miami guys right there. So that's also something that you like for the future, with other Miami recruits, seeing those guys play right away at Nebraska. I think that could potentially be a really, really cool thing in terms of recruiting. But Amari Sanders, it's he's going to be one of a lot of guys, kind of rotating through at that corner, seeing what sticks. It's going to be interesting to see. With Vincent Shavers, no, that wasn't really a surprise. Obviously, V9, everybody knows his nickname by now, and fast, physical, east-west type, violent linebacker. He's everything that you want in a linebacker, and once he kind of figures it out assignment-wise, and he can start playing as fast as he does and know what he's doing. I think the coaches are really excited about his potential. And then Ja'Cory Barney, obviously, we know what he can do as a receiver. I'm interested in seeing, what he can be as a return specialist on special teams as well. So, when you talk about the depth chart, looking at all of those things, everybody asks, oh, is there a surprise? I didn't really see a ton of surprises. Maybe in the secondary, in the number 2 spots at safety and Rover. Ramir Stewart's an interesting case too. Ramir Stewart did not start fall camp on the 120-man roster. Matt Rule did not select him to be part of the 120-man crew, but he is there right now, and his name shows up behind Isaac Gifford in that Rover role. But, I wouldn't take the depth chart too seriously also. There's going to be a lot of rotating. The coaches really, really like their roster, I feel like, and a lot of guys are going to get game snaps, if it's a blowout or late in the second half or things like that. So I think there's going to be a lot of different faces on Saturday, and that's exciting too.
All right, Steve, couple before we get you out of here, a couple prediction stuff going on. Since it's the last time that we'll talk to you before the start of the season. The one question I have, or one of them, is who leads Nebraska in receiving? Is it and is it the same person leads them in catches as they do yards, or is it two different people?
Yeah, fun question there. So I think it's going to be different names. So I think let's go with the catches, the receptions first.
Yep.
I think somebody like Jamal Banks is going to lead the team in receptions.
Yep.
But I don't think he's going to lead the team in receiving yards, because I think he's going to kind of stick close to the line of scrimmage and not really go too far down the field, maybe past 15, maybe past 15 yards. I think he's going to use his body, his size, 6'4", 220 pounds. He's more of a possession receiver, in my opinion. So I'll go with Jamal Banks for team leader in receptions. For receiving yards, man, that's interesting. I'm gonna go with Isaiah Nair, because I think he brings that big playability down the field. We all know about his speed. He torched Mountain West defenses when he played at Wyoming. And the thought is he could do the same against Big Ten defenses. Again, just a physical freak. He looks incredible, 6'4", 220 pounds, long limbs. He has plenty of length and the speed on top of that. So I think he could be that big play guy down the field. So two veterans leading the way in the receiver room. Jamal Banks leading with receptions, and Isaiah Nair with receiving yards.
All right, then last two. What happens on Saturday, and then what's the season prediction, if you want to give that?
Okay, season prediction. I've been kind of on the fence, 7-5, 8-4. I think I'll go 8-4.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, my official prediction, we just got done filming over at Inside Nebraska for a podcast. I'll go with Nebraska wins 31-14. I think UTEP gets a late touchdown on Nebraska's second team defense.
That's how it feels. Like, it feels like Saturday, despite I like Scotty Walden. I like hearing him speak. I like maybe, what his future looks like at just 34 years old. But it feels like Nebraska should handle this game on Saturday. And it wouldn't be surprising to see them score 35 plus.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing that I keep trying to tell myself when I talk about this stuff is, it's a season opener. Like, who the heck knows what's going to happen? And, and rightly so that the tackle, topic gets brought up this week, because it's going to be the first actual football game that these guys play for both sides. It's not going to be surprising if the tackling is sloppy at all. It's almost to be expected. So you never quite know. I mean, the game might be a little bit closer than fans want at halftime, but I think Nebraska, they're the superior team. They have the better athletes. They're going to pull away with this thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2-score game, maybe at halftime or maybe late third quarter. Scotty Walden, like you said, Nick, he's a great coach. I really like listening to him talk ball. And last season I really appreciated what they showed in Knoxville, playing at a packed Tennessee game, and that they were in that game in the fourth quarter too. So it was really kind of cool to look. So Scotty Walden is no stranger to getting his team ready. He's an energetic guy. He sort of reminds me of PJ Fleck, just on the sideline with his energy and stuff like that. So Husker fans are going to like watching him on the sideline, and they're going to like watching his team too, because they're fun. Got a lot of new faces over there. They bring back a lot of returning pieces too at UTEP. Maurice Westmoreland is an edge guy who I think is an NFL player. He's going to give a great look to Nebraska starting offensive tackles and Bryce Benhart and Turner Corcoran. So that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. It's going to be a fun day. I'm ready for some football. I don't know about you guys.
Well, here we are. It's only, I would say, like, I'm surprised that this weekend hasn't felt like it's taken longer. It feels like it's going at a pretty good clip. And maybe it's because we have press conferences and coaches and coordinators talking every single day. We'll hear from Matt Rule tomorrow. Is there any burning questions that, like, Matt Rule is going to answer tomorrow that's on the top of your mind?
Well, I think he'll obviously have to talk about Mac Markway, the transfer tight end from LSU. Just everybody's kind of wondering, is he eligible? Is he not? He's a talented recruit. He was a 4-star prospect a couple years ago. He played in 12 games at LSU last season as a true freshman, started a handful of them. He caught 3 passes for 16 yards and a touchdown. I kind of view him more as like a really strong inline blocking tight end. And, if he stays at Nebraska I think he might be in for a redshirt year this year, and then eligible in 2025. But if he sticks here at Nebraska, I think that might maybe open up a possibility of somebody like Carter Nelson just fully transitioning into a receiver, a big-bodied receiver. And then, Mac Markway would be that another addition in the tight end room that would kind of excel at being that blocker that Carter Nelson, I don't think is. So, exciting times at Nebraska, but, I think Matt Rule is going to have to answer that Mac Markway question.
There's a lot that we didn't get to. I mean, we didn't get to Janier and Bonner. We didn't get to a lot of things that certainly are hot topics of conversation this week. All right, Steve. Hey, man, we'll let you go. Appreciate the time as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Rico.
There he is, Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska. Appreciate his time. As always, didn't get to Janier and Bonner. Didn't get to ask him about Mac Markway.
Nope.
But there's certainly more time for that coming down the road. All right, let's step aside. When we come back, we talk to Austin and Strick. Get you guys ready for On the Block with those two. When we come back, as always, want to thank our sponsors from Empire Fence and Netting for their support of the program. As always, we'll step aside. Come right back with Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Become part of the Landmark difference today. Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, is currently hiring in our parts departments. As a member of our team, you'll assist customers in finding the right parts for their equipment, manage inventory, and collaborate with sales and service. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you at our dealership. Apply today and grow your career with Landmark Implement, where your skills make a difference in the ag community every day. See full details online at landmark.careers.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
You're listening to the Happy Hour.
Hola.
With Nick Sainert.
¿Tú eres un bueno worker?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Sí, yo muy bueno worker.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You speak English? Yes, I'm really good at English. Okay, good. Me too. Get in the car.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico, Austin Orman, Eric Strickland with you. Gentlemen, what's up? What's up? Thank you. There it is. Thank
you guys like this camera angle? I think I'm going to go with this because it gets all of us.
Whoa. We're kind of tall.
It's a new one.
Yeah, it's that camera right there.
That one.
Hey.
Hello. Anyway, how we doing, Stricky?
Good, man. Hey, I got to see my guy today.
Who's your guy?
Thunder Night Collins.
My guy. That is true.
It's not your guy. It's my guy.
That's our guy.
My guy.
My guy.
Solo.
Oh, there it is.
Thunder Night Collins.
Thunder Night Collins.
He's in the
my guy.
building.
What you talking about?
See, that's what we love about, being here on 11th and O. Sometimes they love meal just like we do.
I've had 2 meal today.
You had 2 meal?
I had 2 meals.
I got 2 meals. One for the.
I don't know what they're for.
Street.
Talk to me. Nothing.
Domino's?
Nothing going on. What are you talking about, bro?
Anyway.
I'm on my computer. I'm
Technically,
trying to turn this off.
I could.
Your phone off?
Right.
There's a camera behind you, Stricky.
Huh?
There's a camera behind you.
If I wanted to, I could point the
Nothing,
camera.
my boy. Nothing.
It's
Unbelievable. What's going on right now?
Anyway, all right. Let's dive in to a couple Major League Baseball things because
why would we
the
do that?
Royals. I want to give you a space, a safe space to talk about the Royals. Austin, go ahead.
Game at a time.
Game at a time. Anyway.
I didn't even say the magic words yet.
No.
I did not even say the magic words yet.
Oh, they're winning.
Yeah, it's 5-2.
Oh my
It's
God.
5-2.
Oh, no.
Michael Garcia, pinch hit single,
Oh, the
scored a
Cleveland
run.
Guardians.
Tanner Bibby was yapping at the ump for not getting an expanded strike zone.
Okay.
I can't say I saw Cleveland's collapse coming. I can't say I saw the Royals being tied for first place and having a 7-2 record against the Guardians so far this year.
Austin, are you
3
taking
games
shots?
less to play.
Are you taking shots at Mike Schaefer right now?
No, I've never actually met Mike in person. So I don't mean to be rude without, meeting him face to face and shaking his hand. I would tell him the same things as I, that I didn't see Cleveland's collapse coming. I didn't see the Royals doing this, but taking both games with a doubleheader, even just splitting it, was more than I could have hoped for, right? Just split the series and you're good. Well, then you win last night. And now you're up 5-2 in the later stages. And here's the thing, the Royals bullpen still has to pitch today. So it's not a sure thing, but I'm trying not to get swept up in the moment, right? Bobby for MVP is obviously what should happen, but the Royals have a chance to become the first team to go from 100 plus losses to winning a division. But that's all gravy, right? They're in playoff position. They have a 5.5, 6 game lead on a playoff position right now. And that's even more than I could have asked for. So yeah, I want to dream big. I want to dream about, hey, you're farther away from being out of the playoffs than you are from the best record in baseball right now. That's all fine and dandy. That's so fun and so cool. But I can't allow myself to think ahead. Like, I'm just trying to take it a game at a time, but also not get caught up in the little stuff, right? Big picture, the Royals are so much further along than anyone could have expected. This is so fun. I am just trying to enjoy the ride.
What a gas up. Yeah. What? You are the Cubs.
And Bobby for MVP.
Thank you. Here's what I would say. That the Royals, and not to add fuel to the fire, and I'm sure you know this,
But I'm about to pour gasoline on it.
But for the last 3 seasons, each team that Will Smith has been on has won the World Series.
Yep.
And Will Smith is a Kansas City Royal.
Here we go.
Here's the thing. You can't spell Will Smith without IL, which is where I think he ends up sooner than later because of his lack of effectiveness.
That's true.
But he is at least a member of the team.
You also can't spell Will
How many
Smith
seasons
without-
have they lost the World Series with Will Smith on it?
When?
They've won it 3 in a row.
They've won it 3 in a row,
I'm doing
So let
reverse
me throw this
psychology.
out there. It has been so weird to be a Royals fan because they make the playoffs for the first time in 29 years. They make it to the World Series. Then the very next year, they go out and win the dang thing.
Yeah.
Now they're on another playoff drought. I still think those 14 and 15 teams were probably better constructed for playoff baseball.
I would agree.
They really helped usher in this era of baseball, what they did with the bullpen. But this Royals offense might be better constructed, right? The offense hasn't been great, but you have your 3 best hitters back to back to back, 3 guys with 90 plus RBI. They can handle fastballs. They can handle off speed. They can handle breaking, all of that. I think the Royals have the star power in the middle of their lineup to make it work. The problem is the Royals' biggest strength has been starting pitching right now. And that only gets you so far, right? If you tell me Cole Reagans goes out and throws 7 innings to win game 1, I believe you. But the Royals' strength is their depth in starters 1 through 5. And that doesn't get you as far as, are your 3 best guys 3 absolute horses?
And staying in the AL Central real quick, little news for the Minnesota Twins. Star center fielder Byron Buxton starts a rehab assignment this week with the St. Paul Saints. Who are the St. Paul Saints playing this week? The Omaha Storm Chasers. Byron Buxton.
Who's pitching?
I don't know.
Who's pitching for?
I can't. I don't know tonight. But Byron Buxton is planning to play in Omaha, or expected to play against the Chasers at Warner Park sometime this week. Wow. Which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool when big time players like that. But I mean, Byron Buxton is like the probably the face of the Twins.
Ooh, we got Eric Sarantola on the game day post.
Okay.
So if he wants to just go ahead and leave a breaking ball at the kneecap so Byron Buxton gets a bone bruise and is fine next year, that's okay.
What are we doing?
I don't want him to be hurt. I want him to be sore.
I was about
to be sore.
I was about to say you can't spell Will Smith without WS, which you also can't spell World Series without WS. But now I take it back. I take it back. How dare you?
There you
go. I want nothing but the best for Byron Buxton over the offseason.
By the way, shout out to I have to because he's from my high school. Shout out to current St. Paul Saints player Michael Hellman.
Michael Hellman
playing in Omaha this week with the St. Paul Saints, former Pius X Thunderbolt, ended up going to Hutch, walked on at Hutch, ended up winning the National Junior College Player of the Year, then went to A&M, then got drafted, and now is playing with the St. Paul Saints in the AAA affiliate.
How many people call it Pius X versus Pius X?
A lot of people call it Pius X. If you are from Pius X, you know that it's like criminal to call it Pius X. Pius X.
It's Pius X. That's what I used to do.
It could just be Pius.
That's what I used to do all the time in track. I'd be like, oh, look, it's the Pius X folks.
So Roman numeral 10.
They would get so
Rico.
They would get so mad.
Thank you. Thank you, Stricky.
What are you?
Also, I'm just going to call out both of your like school mascots because
don't you dare.
What the heck is a Thunderbird?
You
and
know
also,
what it
there is
is.
no such thing as a Thunderbolt.
It's like
it is a lightning
it's
bolt.
A bolt of thunder.
There's no such thing as a bolt of thunder. It's a lightning bolt.
It's a phoenix lit up by thunder, and we come in the thunder, dunk you wherever we come and see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you look it up, a Thunderbird is a deity. It's like a god that the
Talk
Native
to him, Rico.
Americans would revere. So that's why Bellevue West is always so much better than Bellevue East.
Because you're heathens?
Because we are deities.
Yeah, we're demigods.
What's up, dog?
Okay. You better let them know.
What's coming up?
You're a crusader.
Hey, speaking of Lincoln Lutheran, Lincoln Christian, this Friday night, 7 p.m. kickoff, myself, Jay Foreman.
Just because of that, they're taking the L.
We are working on holding the sword.
The sword.
We are working on a
They know people that know people.
Yes.
Nick.
We are working on on arranging a photo op with the sword.
Nick, I told you, and I think Austin and Strick will back me up on that. Don't let Jay hold the sword. It's dangerous. Don't let Jay hold the sword.
Jay makes too many Game of Thrones references for me to be fully comfortable with the sword.
Exactly.
He
But
might
maybe in a controlled environment, he can hold it and be okay and get like the urge out of his system, and he'll be good.
He might think you're the Ice King, or what is it? What was it called? The White King, the Ice King, the one that had the like little horns.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his
I think
name.
what they called him.
Jay's
the
gonna,
Ice King.
Jay's gonna sit there with the sword.
King.
Just go.
Yeah, he's gonna think you're the Ice King, and he's gonna try to go on.
Yeah, that's
because the only way you can kill the Ice King, you gotta take his head off.
No, we gotta see. We're not gonna mess around. This is why it's important that Strick's not there.
Because you and Jay are professionals.
It's because Jay and I will be professional about it. We're gonna hold the sword the way that they tell us. Hopefully the sheath is still on there if there is a sheath.
No, so it sits on like a wood plaque and has just like two little support stanchions to hold it.
I'm doing like King Arthur. I'm putting it in a rock and I'm pulling it out. Pause.
What's coming up on the show
Is it
today?
sharp?
Well, we will talk about Pro Football Focus's Big Ten quarterback rankings because you got me my Royals itch scratched. So I appreciate that.
You're
Evan
welcome.
Bland of the World Herald at 2:30. Panini partnering with 3 colleges for trading cards.
That's right, not the sandwich. The card company.
Card company. And Nebraska's one of them. What does it mean for the Huskers? And then today is our hot takes and bold predictions day. We'll start with the offense, then we'll do the defense. So that'll be the second hour of the show.
Love it.
Ours is tomorrow. Ours is tomorrow.
Would you buy a Dylan
I'm not gonna
Rayola
see you
panini?
no more today or tomorrow.
We got an exciting couple of days coming up. John Tyker of UTEP football, the voice of the Miners, will join us tomorrow at 1:30. Friday, we got weekend picks at 1:30 as well. A lot of stuff coming down the road here in these next couple of days of the happy hour. We'll step aside on the block with Strick and Austin coming up next.
Adios.
Play ball! Looking for the ultimate change-up from the typical family night? How about a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers? Then unleash the fun at Haymarket Park with an action-packed, thrilling season of Salt Dogs baseball. Choose from 50 home games now through August with daily and weekly specials your whole pack can enjoy, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the magic and the excitement. Strike 3, you're out! Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today. Unleash the fun.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go